My husband has a female friend who has made me uncomfortable from the beginning. She has never respected boundaries. When we first started dating, she told everyone I was only with him for his money. In reality, we share all the bills, and he never gives me money directly. I also cover all the expenses for the kids. For the past 7 years, she has been spreading rumors and disrespecting me. I have talked to my husband about this, but he thinks it's just minor stuff. A week ago, my husband came home looking anxious. He told me that he had a moment of weakness and slept with her, and now she is pregnant. I felt shocked and betrayed. Tears streamed down my face as I went to the bedroom, locked the door, and kept crying. The next day, I took the kids and went to my father's house. His parents also pleaded with me to come back home. I was so angry and yelled that he was a cheater. My husband keeps calling me, saying I shouldn't have told his parents. Did I do something wrong?
The young boy shoved the old woman. "Move faster, Grandma, you're blocking the line." She stumbled, her groceries scattered everywhere. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, kneeling down. The boy kicked an apple away. "Pathetic, can't even walk straight." The cashier rushed over. "Hey, show some respect." "Mind your business," he snapped. "My dad owns 3 stores. I can get you fired." The old woman gathered her items with shaking hands. A girl behind him spoke up. "You're disgusting." "Shut up," he turned. "Wait your turn." The girl helped the old woman stand. "Are you okay, ma'am?" "Yes, dear. God bless you." The boy laughed. "God? Where's your God now?" 3 months later, the boy's father lost everything. Their house, their cars, everything gone. "Please," his father begged at a job interview. "I'll do anything." The interviewer walked in. It was the girl from the store. "I remember you," she said coldly. "Your son kicked groceries at an old woman." His father's face went pale. "That was him?" "Please leave," she said. "We don't hire people with no character." 2 weeks passed. The boy now worked collecting trash. He saw the same old woman struggling with bags. This time he ran to help. "Please, ma'am, let me." She looked at him. "You? I'm so sorry. For everything?" She smiled gently. "I forgave you long ago, son." "The girl from the store," he asked. "Is she my granddaughter? I raised her alone, taught her kindness." His eyes widened. "But she rejected my dad's application. She called yesterday," the woman said. "Your father starts Monday. Second chances exist." "Why help us?" "Because God's timing is perfect. You needed to fall to learn. Now you can rise. True character is tested in the fall, not the climb." Lily had to go to the bathroom, but she was holding her phone. So she gave it to her husband, Jake, and ran off. Jake smiled. "I've been waiting for this." Just then, the phone rang. "Hello, Dad. What happened?" Jake asked. His father sighed. "I broke my leg this morning. Can I stay with you for a few days?" Jake nodded. "Of course. We'll come to get you when you arrive." But when Lily came back, she frowned. "Who broke their leg?" "My dad," Jake said. "Let's go pick him up." Lily crossed her arms. "I don't care. If you bring him here, I'll divorce you." Jake was shocked. "Dad needs help," but Lily shook her head. "The house will get messy. My friends visit often. Send him to an old age home." Jake sighed. "You care more about your friends than my father?" Lily smirked. "I'll still be beautiful. I can find someone else." Jake clenched his fists. But before he could speak, the phone rang again. Lily gasped. "What? My dad broke his leg." She turned to Jake. "I'm so sorry." But Jake pulled his hand away. "No, Lily. I don't need a wife like you." Therefore, he left her. "Drop a heart if you believe family should always come first." A wealthy woman walked into the church wearing expensive jewelry. She saw a poorly dressed man sitting in the front row praying. The woman whispered to her friend, "Look at that dirty man. Why is he even here?" Her friend nodded. "I know, right? He probably came for free food." A pastor walked to the front. "Good morning, everyone. Today we need volunteers to help build homes for poor families." The poorly dressed man stood up immediately. "Pastor, I will help. I can work every day." The wealthy woman laughed out loud. "You help build houses? You look like you need a house yourself." Everyone turned to look. The man stayed quiet. The pastor smiled. "Thank you, brother. Anyone else?" The wealthy woman raised her hand. "Pastor, I will donate money, but I'm too busy to actually help." The pastor nodded. "Thank you, sister." After the service, the poorly dressed man stayed behind to clean the church. The wealthy woman saw him. "Hey, you. The cleaner should do that. Why are you still here?" The man replied softly. "I'm just serving God, ma'am." She rolled her eyes. "Serving God? You can't even serve yourself. Look at your clothes. How can God bless someone like you?" Just then, the pastor returned with another man in a suit. "Everyone, this is the owner of Build Right Construction Company. He donated $2 million to build 50 homes for poor families." A wealthy woman smiled big. "Wow, that's amazing. Where is he?" The man in the suit pointed at the poorly dressed man. "That's him right there." The church went silent. "What?" The wealthy woman was shocked. "But he looks so..." The poorly dressed man spoke. "Ma'am, I dress simple because I believe God sees the heart, not the clothes. I work on construction sites every day. That's why my clothes are old. But God blessed my company. I wanted to test if people here care about faith or fashion," the pastor added. "He's been coming here for 3 months. Every week he cleans, stays late, helps everyone. Never told anyone who he was." The wealthy woman's face turned red. "I'm so sorry, the man interrupted. You judged me without knowing me. You said God can't bless someone like me, but God blesses those with faith, not fancy clothes. The wealthy woman started crying. Can I volunteer to help build the houses with you? I want to learn what real service means. The man nodded. Of course, God welcomes everyone who truly wants to serve. Drop a heart if you believe true faith is shown through humble service, not expensive clothes.
I never thought my birth story would turn into a battle of choices. But what happened during those 3 days changed everything. When I was just 8 weeks pregnant, my husband was adamant that I should have a home birth. I brushed it off, but as the weeks passed, he kept pushing the idea, even speaking over me during doctor appointments. It became a constant source of tension between us. His mother chimed in too, sharing her reasons for wanting a home birth. I expressed my fears about safety. She dismissed my concerns. By 36 weeks, I firmly told my husband I wanted to go to the hospital. He acted like he didn't hear me. When labor began at 39 weeks, I begged him to take me to the hospital. Instead, he called the doula, treating me like a child. I labored for 3 long days, crying the whole time, feeling something was off. It was a nightmare. At one point, the doula said if I pushed for 24 hours, I'd have to go to the hospital. Finally, after 22 grueling hours of active labor, my daughter was born. But in that moment, I felt relief, not joy. I just wanted the pain to end. My doctor was shocked. She was worried about my well-being. I felt so defeated. I told my husband he ruined this experience for me, that I never wanted to go through that again. He rolled his eyes and told me I needed to be stronger. I couldn't believe it.
At 2 a.m. I went into labor. He took his sweet time driving me to the hospital, even stopping to buy coffee on the way. My water broke 20 minutes away from the hospital. I was in excruciating pain, but he stopped to call an ambulance, making us wait 10 minutes by the roadside. At the hospital, he started hysterically crying, fearing I would die, which made me even more anxious and made the delivery much harder. I finally gave birth to our daughter. I called my mom and siblings to visit me in the hospital, but he got upset quickly, saying my family was disturbing my rest. Back home, he kept stressing me out. He force-fed me, ignoring my feelings. Even when I was breastfeeding or changing diapers whenever the baby cried, he didn't help but blamed me for not taking good care. He even mocked my labor pain over the phone. He said he didn't want visitors, yet allowed his mom to visit without any notice. I really need some space. Please leave for a week so I can adjust. In a family, understanding and support are everything. What do you think?
At 60, I look back on my life filled with regrets. I had a loving daughter, but I made a grave mistake. During a troubled marriage, I had an affair. My co-worker was in an abusive marriage. We grew close, and I became her way out. Though the affair ended quickly, my wife found out everything. I admitted my fault, but my relationship with my daughter shattered. At 15, she said she wouldn't speak to me anymore and would cut me out of her life. That was the most painful moment of my life. Today, my daughter called me. After 17 years, she reached out. She was crying, apologizing, saying her mom wanted her to reconnect with me. She told me she has a 12-year-old daughter who kept asking about her granddad, but I felt nothing. No joy, no sadness, just indifference. I told her I didn't care about her or her daughter and to never contact me again. Then I hung up. The next day, I realized I did things wrong. I called my daughter again. I didn't expect her to pick up, but she did immediately. I apologized and she said there was no need to. I told her she could come to my house anytime. She said she'd visit next weekend with her husband and daughter, a chance for forgiveness. Thank God.
I've been dating my boyfriend for 2 years, and he was my first love. But 2 months ago, I experienced severe abdominal pain at his apartment, so intense that I could hardly move. I begged him to take me to the hospital, but he thought I was overreacting. After struggling in pain for an hour, I called a friend myself. She immediately took me to the emergency room. It turned out to be acute pancreatitis. The doctor said it could have been life-threatening if I had waited any longer. I stayed in the hospital for 3 weeks, and all he sent was a brief text message. I could no longer endure such coldness and indifference. When I asked him why he didn't care about my health, he accused me of exaggerating. He even said I made him look bad in front of our friends. I realized this relationship couldn't continue. Have you ever experienced something like this? What would you do?
Imagine the person you love is hiding an astonishing secret. 7 months ago, I welcomed my daughter Sadie, but then everything changed. After Sadie was born, my wife stopped doing housework. She said she was still recovering, but she always goes out with her friends. Then there's my wife's stepsister, Hannah. 3 months ago, Hannah asked if she could stay with us temporarily. Her apartment was unsafe, and she needed a secure place to stay. Hannah, who has ADHD, took over all my wife's housework. My wife said it was because of her ADHD, but I felt something was off. Later, I found out my wife was making Hannah pay rent and buy baby supplies. And then she used Hannah's money to go out with her friends. We had a big fight, and I told my wife that this is my house. If anyone had to leave, it would be her. Now she's not speaking to me or Hannah. Did I overstep? I've got 2 kids, my son, who's been working hard for years, and my daughter, who married into a wealthy family. My son's been saving up, trying to buy a house in today's crazy market, while my daughter lives in a mansion, thanks to her husband's money. After years of saving, my son finally found the perfect house, but he didn't have enough for the down payment. He was devastated. My wife and I decided to help him out with a little bit of money. Not millions, but enough to make his dream come true. He was so grateful. Then my daughter found out, and she was furious. Accused us of playing favorites, but here's what she's forgetting. We've helped her a lot. She dropped out of college, went through rehab, and we spent so much to help her get her life back together. When she married a rich guy, we thought, great, she's set now. We're not exactly rolling in cash ourselves and buying her husband a 3rd vacation home. Yeah, that's not on our list. Now she's telling everyone I'm playing favorites, and it's tearing the family apart. So, here's my question. Am I the bad guy for helping my son get his first home, especially after everything we've already done for my daughter?